Welcome everybody to the first game of this weekend's showcase being held here in Fredericton. First game of the day and first game of the weekend. The Western Flames hosting the Fundy Kraken. All the games, as usual, will be brought to you here on High Button. Series of different voices calling different games over the weekend. I'll be here for all the Flames games, plus a few others. And some of the other High Button colleagues coming into town to work some of the other games as well. This is the first game back for the Flames after a little holiday break. Pretty sure this is the first game back for the Kraken as well. Teams' last action was against each other, where the game went to a lengthy shootout, 7-shooter shootout, before Kate Cook finally scored for the Flames, and then the Kraken were unable to respond, and the Flames won it in that shootout. And we're just about set to go here. So it looks like we'll have Yeomans in net for the Flames today. And I'll have to wait and catch the number down in the Kraken end and let you know who's starting in net down there. Can't see from here. So Kraken dump it in. Daggle's going to pick it up behind the net. Held in at the line by Duguay. Now Daggle steps in over the blue line, takes a shot. And she's going to hang on to that. And I still can't see a number on that goalie. So I'm not sure which one it is. Okay, we have I see 35 down on the bench. So it's not Chiasson. And I'm just scanning my list of numbers. I'm not sure which one other one the goalie is. Nonetheless, we'll figure it out. Shot from the point by Feltmate. That's knocked off to the corner. And we have an arm up. And the Kraken are going to the box for a hook. And the Flames are going to have an early power play here at the 19:15 mark of the first period. We'll have a face-off down in the Kraken end. Lawrence is going to take that draw. She's going to have Nelson on her left. Dooland on the right. Waterhouse and Boursier on the blue line for the Flames. Lawrence has it pinned along the wall, trying to fish it out. Puck comes free. Skipped over the stick of Dooland, and the Kraken get it down. Yeomans is going to play that softly behind the net for Boursier to pick up. Boursier looks up the right-hand side to Lawrence. Lawrence goes cross for Waterhouse. Waterhouse has to cut back and start all over again. Now Boursier up the left side this time, in the feet of Dooland. Dooland's going to gain the blue line before it's poked away by Duguay. And sent back down the length of the ice. There's 1:15 left in this Flames power play. And the forwards change it up. Cook, Polchis out here now, working with Folks. Folks up the side of the net. She tries stuffing it in. Now Cook gets a rebound. And it ends up directed off to the corner. It's going to be held on the line by Daggle. Daggle fires it towards the net. Doesn't get there. Off to the corner. Now Polchis. Polchis tries sending it towards the net. Off to the side for Daggle. Daggle, she's pinned. Stripped off the puck. Cook couldn't help. Raptor on the boards. Feltmate with a pinch on the right-hand side keeps it in. Marcia wraps it around the wall. Doesn't get all the way out, though. Polchis, from her knees, drops it for Daigle. Now puck's down low. Pops out for Feltmate. Feltmate hits shin pads. Knocked free. Battle for it there. Coming out of the zone. Mills putting pressure on Daigle here. Mills almost got a stick on that. Ends up loose behind the net for Feltmate. Feltmate fires it up the middle, but it skips past everybody. Now it's going to go for icing. With a couple Flames attempting to change. They're going to have to stay on. And we're at 17-12 of the first period. No score here. First game of the showcase this morning. As usual, pretty busy full schedule of games, one after the other. All right, we have Mills in to take a face-off. Kind of pops off loose to the left. Held in. Backhand towards the net. That doesn't make its way. Puck behind the net. Feltmate sends it up the left-hand side. Folks tries whacking at it. Doesn't get out. Now Daigle takes a crack at it. And finally into the neutral zone. Race for it with Kosman and Cook. Puck still in the Kraken zone. Cook fending off the Kosman attack. And the Kraken finally come out with it. And we're back to even strength now as well. Here's Somers. She drops it back for Kimball. Kimball goes down. Puck up the left side. Skips over the stick of Johnstone and out. Oh, sorry, that's not Johnstone over there. That was Smith. Johnstone is out there, playing in the center at the moment. Nope. Somers on the right side. Smith on the left. Long stretch pass up the left to Smith. Intercepted by LeBlanc. Johnstone gets a shot on net. Now Smith takes a backhander. That one goes high. 15:50 mark now of the first period. No score here. These two teams last played just before the break. Flames won it in a lengthy shootout. 7-shooter shootout before Cook scored and the Kraken were unable to answer the Cook goal in the shootout, and the Flames won it. Here comes Doolin. Doolin goes past everybody and buries it. So Doolin gets the Flames on the board all the way up the ice, and right, looks like it got through the 5-hole of Gillies. Face off back at center ice. Kosman with it. She gets caught up in feet, and it looks like that's probably going to be a tripping call. Kosman gets taken down by Waterhouse. And now the Kraken are going to have a turn on the power play. And the face-off will come into the left of Yeomans in the Flame zone. Looks like Lawrence and Polchis are going to be your penalty killers, with Feltmate and Daigle. LeBlanc in to take the face-off for the Kraken. Face-off won by the Kraken. Here's Garnett. She tries walking in. Pops back out. Held in. LeBlanc now on the side. Cutting back. LeBlanc throws it down in the corner. Daigle knocks it off the stick and sends it down. And we're about 20 seconds gone now into the Waterhouse tripping penalty. Puck in the Kraken zone. Lawrence is going to pin it along the wall, burn some time. Boutelier trying to knock it off her. Lawrence burned a good 15 seconds, had a pin along the wall there. 1:15 left in the Waterhouse penalty now. Couple Kraken power play unit changing up. Puck finds its way into the neutral zone. Mills sends it across. Chipped up the right-hand side. Boursier gets a stick on it, tries chipping it out, hits the linesperson. And puck finally into the neutral zone. Here comes Nelson putting some pressure on it. Nelson roughing up Kosman on the boards down there. Oh, that's not. Was that Kosman? Yeah, it is. 24, Kosman. Puck held in. Puck into the Flame zone. 20 seconds now left in the Waterhouse penalty. Backhand attempt. That's held in. Shot. Doesn't make its way through by Kosman. Comes the whole way back. Boutelier is going to have to retrieve it. Boutelier looks up the left-hand side. Somerville gets knocked off the puck. Now Wilcox with it. Ends up on the stick of Kimball, who's just going to throw it all the way down. And we're back to even strength again at the 13-10 mark here of the first period. Flames leading 1-0, and the scoreboard should probably indicate that. Wrong side. There we go. Scoreboard and reality match now. We have a hooking call. So it looks like Richard's going to go serve a penalty. I'm pretty sure I saw hooking signaled over at the box, but so Flames back to the power play now. Folks will take the face-off in the Kraken zone. We've got Daigle and Feltmate working the blue line here. Daigle sends it across for Feltmate. Feltmate up the side to Folks. Folks is going to walk in, takes a shot. Hits shin pads, ends up in the corner. Polchi's there first. Sends it back to the Daigle. Daigle back to Polchi's. Bounces off her stick. Now Cook in the corner. Battle for it behind the net. Polchi's comes out with it. Sends it back for Feltmate. Feltmate looked over at Daigle. Didn't have the pass. Gets it into Folks. Folks tries a shot. It's off in the corner. And Kraken are going to get that one down, and a couple of penalty counters head to the bench. Here comes Daigle. Coming through the neutral zone with some speed. Cuts in, gets a shot off, and retrieves it in the corner herself. Daigle still with it. Looking to come in again. Goes across to Polchi's. Polchi's back to Daigle. Holds it in the blue line. Shot through traffic. Bounces off into the corner. 55 seconds now left in the Flames power play here. Polchi's heading to the bench for a change. Cook's putting pressure on it in the corner. Battle for it. Kraken are there first. They're going to get that down. And again, a couple of Kraken penalty killers head to the bench for change. 40 seconds now left in the Flames power play here. And here comes Lawrence to the neutral zone now. She's got Nelson trailing her. Lawrence still with it. Cuts back. Sends it back to the point. It's Boursier now. Boursier across the Waterhouse. Waterhouse takes a shot. And the Kraken evict that one all the way back down the ice. 11:20 mark now of the first period. Flames with a 1-0 lead off the Dooland goal. Here comes Lawrence. Final seconds of this power play. Lawrence gets a shot. That one looks just wide. And we're back to even strength. Puck into the Flame zone. Waterhouse getting pressured by Little. Coming around the left side now. Puck into the neutral zone. Going to be recovered by Duguay. Duguay sends it up the right side. Behind the Flames net. Up the left side for Smith. Smith is knocked down. Comes out Sommer's side now. Also doesn't get out. Now into the neutral zone. LeBlanc has it. She tries to chip it in, but comes right back the other way. Puck into the Kraken end. As we approach the halfway mark of the first period, Flames leading 1-0 here in the first game of the showcase. Puck in the corner. Johnstone tries to fish it out. Wrap around the boards. Pinched by Kimball. Recovered by the Kraken. Mills called for the chip up the boards, but went out of her reach. And it goes for icing, so that one's going to come all the way back into the Kraken end. Shots on goal showing 2-0 on the board, but that's clearly not being operated there today. must be left up from the something that was on the scoreboard. Oh no! Oh, not okay. Now they're going. The shots on goal just got adjusted from 2-0 for the Kraken to 6-2 for the Flames. So maybe they were keeping track and just not putting them up yet. So okay, we do have some shots on goal. Puck in the Kraken zone. Polchi's trying to fish it out. Loose puck in front. Kraken are going to recover it. Feltmate holds it just outside the blue line. And puck is dumped into the Flame zone. Boursier is going to get it. Boursier parks behind the net. Looks up the left-hand side for Polchi's. Polchi's. She gets it knocked off her stick just inside the blue line by Mills. Mills carried it back into the neutral zone and then just walked back over the blue line right in front of the linesman. Can't do that. That one's going to be offside. 9:01 remaining here in the first period. Flames leading 1-0 off the Dooland goal. Mills going to take the face-off for the Kraken. Face-off is tied up in feet. Somerville comes in to try and fish it out. Ends up on the stick of the Flames. Waterhouse backhands it behind the net for Daigle. Daigle chips up the right-hand side. And now Nelson in the neutral zone. Chips it ahead. Race for the puck. Nelson's going to get there first. Backhands it on the net. Loose puck in the crease. I can still see it. Another shot by Nelson. Nelson, I think she got 3 shots on it there in that sequence. And it's finally covered up. And we'll have a face-off in the Kraken end. Only lineup note that I am aware of today is no Sophia Gauvin for the Flames. She went down hard against the Kraken in the most recent game, chasing somebody on a break attempt, and she's going to be out for a little while. And we have Nelson going to the box now. Teams trading penalties here in the first period. Kraken now getting their second shot on the power play. At the 8:24 mark of the first period, looks like Johnstone's going to take the face off with Cook on the left-hand side. Kimball and Boursier on blue line. LeBlanc wins it back for Boutelier. Boutelier walks in, shot attempt, hits Johnstone, ends up in the corner. Bourcier's there first. She got a good piece of that, but didn't get out. And Cook picked it up and gets it into the neutral zone. Cross ice pass for LeBlanc. Gets way past her. Kimball is going to fire that one all the way down. Gillies out to play it. Boursier rushes in and keeps the puck in the zone. Now Johnstone putting pressure on it, but gets away from her. 30 seconds gone now in the Nelson penalty. I didn't see what the signal was when she went to the box. Cross check. That one's fired in. It's going to be played by Gillies behind the net. She sends it up the right-hand side. Getting pressured from behind by Lawrence is Duguay. Duguay drops it off. Flip-up attempt by Daigle. She couldn't get underneath it. Comes back, hits the post, loosening the crease. I can see it. Yeoman's reached back. And I'm pretty sure ref is disappointed with Daigle's actions there. And she's going to go to the box. Daigle with the body slam beside the net. Pretty much threw her right onto the ref. That one's not going to That one's not going to fly. Both are headed to the box, though. Is Daigle getting extra here, or are we taking those both? Looks like they're evened up. So the Kraken remain on the power play for 48 seconds. And Gilliland, fresh off the bench, tries to come in and take the face-off. Can't do that. So she trades up. Face-off. Scramble. In front of Yeomans. Yeomans gets a glove on it. And we'll try that face-off again. Lost a couple seconds off the clock there. 30 seconds now left on the Kraken power play. Kosman, shot through traffic. Loose in front, ends up in the corner. Folks has it. Folks is going to fire that one down. 20 seconds now remains on the Kraken power play. Here's Kosman. Parks behind the net. Looks up the left-hand side. And she finds Bex. Gains zone. Back for Marshall. And we're back to even strength. At the 6:18 mark here of the first period, Flames leading 1-0. Off the Dooland goal earlier in this period. Puck into the neutral zone. Waterhouse is going to get it. She dishes it off to Kimball. Kimball's looking up ice. She was looking at Somers, but it skipped over her stick. And here come the Kraken right back in. LeBlanc shot attempt. Recovered by Johnstone. Here comes Johnstone. She dishes it off for Somers. Ends up back on the stick of Johnstone. Johnstone's wide. He elects to take the shot anyways. Pops out front. Just out of the reach of Somers for the rebound, though. And the Kraken will pick it up. In the neutral zone is now Waterhouse. Waterhouse dumps it in. She's looking to the bench for a change. Puck below the goal line. Pass attempt. Misses all targets. That one's going to go all the way for icing. And come back into the Kraken end. Flames will change up. Kraken can't. So we'll have a face-off here. Back to the right of Gillies. 5:20. First period. Flames leading 1-0. Shots on goal now showing 10-6 in favor of the Flames. Puck's one back to Boursier. She takes a shot at it, but misses the net and ends up in the corner. Now we have Folks and Feltmate fighting for it along the wall here against Gilliland, but back to the Kraken stick up the right-hand side here. And that one skips past everybody. It's not going to be icing this time, though. Boursier back to retrieve it. She looks for the long stretch pass now. Misses the target, and now it's going to go for icing the other way. Teams trading stretch pass attempts that miss the target. And we're at 4:51 now of the first period, and we'll have a face-off to the right of Yeomans. Looks like it'll be Mills in to take it. And she wins it clean back to Kosman. Kosman shovels it up to Little. Before Feltmate peels her off the puck behind the net. Chipped up the glass for Polchis. Just out of her reach, but she's going to get there. Polchis, she's tied up. Gets a little bit of a shot off. And Gillies is going to hang on to that one. And we'll take that face off. And the clock is going again. .425 now in the first period. Flames up 1-0. Referee over talking to the scorekeeper's bench. And face off in the Kraken zone. Nelson didn't come out with it. Here come the Kraken. Here's LeBlanc. She gets to the red line and tosses it in. Daigle's there. Sends it up the left side for Dooland, but gets past her. Little drop pass. And a shot attempt. Loose puck at the side. And Yeomans will cover that one up. And looks like both sides will change the guard here. Johnstone will come in to take that face-off for the Flames against Gilliland. Flames come out with the puck. Here comes Daigle. Daigle coming out with some speed. Johnstone was a little bit of a header. Had to put the brakes on at the blue line. Now Smith holds it in at the blue line. Chipped into the neutral zone. Kimball's going to be there first. Chips it back up the wall to Johnstone. Puck into the Flame zone. Up the right side to Cook. Cook and Mills battling for it. Johnstone comes out with it, fires it down. Gilly's out to play it. Leaves it for Boutelier. Boutelier sends it up the right-hand side. Waterhouse is just going to toss that softly back in. And it's going to be picked up by Kosman. Kosman looking for options. She gets taken down, and I think we're going to have a tripping call on that. And we are. So Smith is headed to the box now for a trip on Kosman. Third power play for the Kraken. 2 minutes on the penalty board and 3:05 left on the clock here in the first period. Shots are showing 12-7 in favor of the Flames. Gilliland in to take that face-off against Lawrence. Lawrence got a stick on it, but recovered by the Kraken. Boutelier, she goes cross ice. Shot attempt doesn't make its way through all the feet. I think that was Duguay took the shot. Cross ice for Bex. Back over to Boutelier. Boutelier looking. Boutelier fires. Hit a stick and ended up going over the net. Boursier gets there. She wraps it around the left side. Another shot attempt. Blocked off to the corner by Yeomans. Bex in the pinch. Keeps it for Boutelier. Boutelier cross ice for Duguay. Hit shin pads. On the left side here for Bex. Back again for Duguay. Duguay, shot attempt, makes its way through. Loose puck. Referee could not see that puck and blows it down. I could see it on this side of the net, but ref standing on the other side couldn't see it. Kraken obviously a little frustrated at that one, but ref lost sight, blows it down. That one goes the Flames' way. Johnstone in to take the face-off, wins it back to the corner, but Kraken recover. Arm up for another penalty. Who's going now? Flames are going for another one. I didn't see who did it though. And it looks like it's going to be Feltmate for a cross-check. And the Flames having quite a parade to the box here in the first period. And we're going to play 5-on-3 for 47 seconds. Face off by Folks. Folks and LeBlanc. Folks wins it. Kimball gets a stick on it, but it's held into the blue line by Kosman. Kosman, long shot attempt. And Folks plays goalie and gets a leg on it. Here's LeBlanc. Her shot misses. Recovered by the Kraken in the corner. Attempt, pass back. Missed. Comes all the way down the ice. Gillies out to play it. Gillies fires it up to Kosman. Kosman looking for space in the neutral zone. Goes off her stick. 17 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Lawrence putting pressure on this one. And it's into the neutral zone. 1-on-1. Here's Lawrence. Lawrence chips it past. Race forward in the corner with LeBlanc. LeBlanc gets body position on her and gets there first. The Smith penalty's expired. So we're back to 5-on-4 now. 56 seconds left in the period. 1 minute left in the Kraken power play. Borsier's taken down this time, and we continue to trade penalties, and we're going to have a tripping call on the Kraken now. And Dickey, I think? Sometimes with the ponytails, stuff is hard to see what number is going by. I'm pretty sure that was Catherine Dickey. Going for a trip. And now we'll have a face-off back in the Kraken end. So, 46 seconds left in the period, and it'll be 4-on-4. And then when we come back for the second period, the Flames will have about a minute of power play once the felt mate cross-check completes. Johnstone putting pressure on. Knocks it free. Cook's over there to help. Battle along the wall. Kraken come out with it. 25 now left in the period. Shots on goal, 12-10 in favor of the Flames. Johnstone knocks the puck free. Tried to backhand it out front to Cook. Got taken down. 15 now left in the period. Here comes Little. Little is offside. Well, I guess rather Gilliland is offside as Little skated it in. 10.7 now left in the period. 18 left in the Feltmate cross-checking penalty. Face off in the neutral zone, sent over to the boards. Daggle tried to pin it. Folk sends it all the way back. 4 seconds now left in the period. And that should about do it. And that's it for the first period. Flames lead 1-0 on 12 shots at the end of the first period. And I will join you back for the start of the second period. All right, we're back for the second period. A little bit of a longer than expected intermission. Zamboni came out and did a couple of strips and then exited the ice for a little bit before coming back. No idea what was going on there, but nonetheless, a couple extra minutes longer intermission than planned. But we're back for the second period now. Flames leading 1-0 off the Dooland goal in the first period. Probably about 16 minutes of penalties in the first period between the two teams, give or take. And we're starting this period 4-on-4. We're starting the period 4-on-4 for 8 seconds when the Feltmate penalty will expire, and Flames will have just over a minute on the power play once she does step out. Here come the Flames. Polchis gains the blue line. She's still carrying it. Tight angle. She throws it at the net. Loose in front. Finally knocked over to the corner. And the Flames are now on the power play for 53 seconds. Puck just popped in front there. Polchis couldn't get a handle on it. Now it's pinned along the wall. Daggle comes out with it. Daggle walks in, shot. And Gillies will hang on to that one. And the Flames now with 39 seconds of power play time. Folks will take that face off for the Flames and Gilliland for the Kraken. Won by Folks. Picked up by Daggle. Daggle, tight angle shot, throws it on the net. Picks up her own rebound, sends it back to the point to Feltmate. Feltmate walks in, takes a shot. Misses the net wide. Polchis now drops it for Daggle. Daggle has to chip it in. Now Cook in the corner sends it back to Daggle, just keeps it in. Daggle takes a step in. I think Little took that one on the palm of the hand. And she's heading to the bench, shaking that hand. You can tell that one hurt. Instinct. Put your hand up to stop that puck with the non-padding side. Yeah, that'll be a stinger. And we are back to even strength now at the 18:40 mark. Here in the second period, Flames leading 1-0. Puck deep in the Flames zone. Lawrence trying to fish it out. Still pinned along the wall with Boursier. Centering attempt, broken up by Boursier. She sends it up the left side for Dooland. Dooland's going to dump it in and head to the bench. Smith jumps on. Smith over to put pressure on it, gets past her. That one's going to go down the ice for icing though. Rest of the Flames will change up. Kraken can't on the icing. Shots on goal have ticked up to 16-10 now in favor of the Flames. Johnstone in to take the face off against Mills. Mills wins it. Coming up the right side. Through the neutral zone is Duguay. Chips it into the corner and recovers it herself. Duguay backhands it out front. Yeomans will hang on to that one. Yeomans, of course, the teammate for these Kraken last year. Making her way back to Fredericton for this season. Face off to the left of Yeomans. Again, won by the Kraken. Shot attempt from the point by Marshall. Kind of overswung at it and ends up deep in the corner. Boutelier pinches, keeps it in. And that one is chipped up the glass and ends up hitting the rafters. I don't see too many pucks hitting the rafters in this building, but there we go. That one just did. And the face-off will be back in the Flames zone at the 17:30 mark here of the second period. Face-off won again by the Kraken. Shot attempt by Boulier. Ends up in the corner. Now into the neutral zone. Knocked free. Folks is going to grab it. Gain the blue line. Now Lawrence puts pressure on it in the corner. Has it pinned there. Folks comes and fishes it out. Folks walks towards the net. Takes the shot. And Gillies will hang on to that one. And it looks like Folks will be in to take the face off. She wins it over to the side wall. Comes back to Kimball. Kimball shot. Misses the net wide left. Polchis tried to send it back to Daigle. Couldn't get a handle on it, but now she has it back in the corner. Backhands it into the middle. Lawrence spins and fires. Misses the net. Flames have to tag up. Here's Nelson now. Nelson sends it across for Daigle. Daigle backhands it to herself up the wall. Still with it. Daigle chips it forward. And it chips it right into her own bench. And we will have a face-off in the neutral zone. And everybody's changing here. It'll be Bex taking the face-off, and she wins it clean. Wins it too clean all the way back. Boulier has to rush back and get it under the pressure from Nelson. And Boulier will do it again, this time up the right-hand side. She finds Little. Little pushes it up through the middle to Dickey. Dickey's knocked off the puck by Feltmate. Feltmate goes down. She gets right back up now, though. And we're at the 16-minute mark now of the second period. Flames leading 1-0 on the Dooland goal back in the first period. Puck softly into the Kraken zone. Duguay's going to recover that one. Duguay. She's going to send it around the wall. Johnstone's there. Can't keep it in. Puck's into the neutral zone. Johnstone goes down. Feltmate comes and knocks the puck free. Back to the blue line. Shot from the blue line. Hits the foot of Feltmate and ends up off in the corner. Now Smith. Smith did the pass attempt to Cook. Went off Cooking all the way down. That probably should have still been signaled icing, but it was waved off. Puck held into the blue line by Daigle. Daigle working into the corner. Still with it. Drops it off for Smith. Smith sends it back around the other way. Cook and Johnstone skips past both of them all the way back to the Flame zone where Waterhouse is going to grab it. Waterhouse around the net. Daigle chips it up the wall looking for Smith. Didn't make it to her though. Soft dump in on Yeomans. She directs that to the corner. Waterhouse now. Waterhouse, she's knocked off the puck. Picks it back up to do it again. Here's Kosman. Kosman, shot attempt, hits feet. Now Johnstone chips it in the neutral zone. And she heads to the bench for a change. On jumps Polchis. Here's Folks. Folks walks in, just missed high. Here's Daigle again. Daigle walking in. Shot. She misses wide. Now a race through the neutral zone. Garnett battling for it. Now Somerville in there to help her. Flames come out with it, chip it into the neutral zone. Puck didn't quite skip its way to Polchis and is sent back for the Flames to do it again. LeBlanc. She's there. Back into the neutral zone. Knocked free by Polchis. Here's Polchis all alone. Polchis! She's stopped. Arms up. First penalty of the second period. Coming right up, and it will be against the Kraken. Yeomans didn't quite get all the way to the bench. And it's a head contact penalty on Boutelier. So the Flames back to the power play here at the 13-minute mark of the second period. And it is a 4-minute head contact penalty as well. So Flames, 4-minute power play coming right up here. Face-off, won by the Kraken. Kraken seem to be winning quite a few face-offs here this period. Yeomans leaves it behind the net for Boursier. Boursier is looking up ice. She's going to skate it a little bit first. Boursier still with it. She's going to have to get in the blue line herself, and she does. Drops it off for Dooland. Back on the stick of Boursier. Boursier gives it to Lawrence. Lawrence shot through traffic. It's directed off to the corner. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Race for it by Bex. And now we have another penalty call. Looks like Little and Nelson headed to the box. So both coincidental minors there, so no change in the power play situation. .320 remaining in the Flames power play here. Mills in to take the face-off. She'll square up against Folks. Referee over to the scorekeeper's bench. They put the 2-minute minors up on the board, but that shouldn't be the case. No. 20-12 are the shots on goal currently in favor of the Flames. And the score 1-0 off that Dooland goal in the first period. This being the first game of the showcase. They're just going to leave those penalties up on the board. I don't think they could figure out how to get them off. Not the end of the world. All right, and they finally got those penalties off there, and we're back. Okay, so 3:20 now remaining in the Flames power play here. Off the 4-minute head contact penalty. Feltmate has it. Feltmate. She's knocked off the puck. Folks straight behind her recovers it. And here comes Feltmate. She sends it across to Polchis. Polchis in the middle. For Folks. Folks, tight angle shot. And Gillies will hang on to that one. 2:54 remaining in the Flames power play here now. 11:57 in the second period. Kraken will go for a full change up here. No change for the Flames. Feltmate and Daigle on the blue line. Folks, Polchis, and Cook up front. Face-off, won by the Kraken. Duguay wraps it around, held in by Feltmate. Feltmate works along the wall. Here's Folks. Folks tries walking in. Gives it to Daigle. Daigle shot. Gillies will hang on to that one too. 2:41 now remaining in the Flames power play. Kraken in the box for 4 minutes for head contact. Face off to the right of Gillies. Folks wins this one back to Daigle. Daigle rips down in the corner for Cook. Now Boutelier up the left-hand side. Held in by Feltmate. Backhand in front by Cook. Feltmate in for the pinch. Now Folks back to Daigle. Daigle shot from the point. And Gillies will hang on to that one too. Shots on goal have ticked up to 23-12 in favor of the Flames. No change for the Flames power play here. And then it will be Gilliland in to take the face-off, but Folks wins this one again. Back to Daigle. Daigle makes her way to the middle. Gets a shot directed off the corner. Recovered by Polchis. Back to Daigle. Daigle rims it. Goes around the net. Pressure on it by Kosman. And it's sent down. 2 minutes even now left on that 4-minute head contact penalty. 10:58 here in the second period. Flames leading 1-0. Kosman spins and fires, doesn't get it out. Here's Boursier. Lawrence. Lawrence backhands it in the middle. Picked up by Smith. Smith works it back to the point. Back across to Daigle. Daigle to Lawrence. Lawrence, shot from the sharp angle, hits the side of the net. Back to the point, skips over the stick of Feltmate. She's pressured by LeBlanc. Gets it up into the neutral zone to Lawrence. Lawrence makes her way into the Kraken end. Puts the brakes on. Lawrence still with it. Centering pass attempt. Picked up by Boursier. Boursier shot attempt. That's blocked. Ends up in the corner. Held in again at the blue line. Comes across to Lawrence. Lawrence. Pass attempt in the slot. Makes its way to the stick of Smith. She got a piece of it. Chip back into the corner. Kosman and Smith battling it out down there. Lawrence comes in, fishes it out. Gives it to Polchis. Polchis shot. That's blockered down and sent down the ice. 45 seconds now left on the Flames power play. Boursier back to recovered in the Flames end. Boursier, she's carrying it through the neutral zone. Finally stopped. She sends it back to Waterhouse. Waterhouse had Polchis open calling for it, but couldn't get to it in time. Up the right side to Cook this time. Can't gain the zone. Makes its way over the blue line this time. 15 seconds now left on the Flames power play. And this one's blown down. The coincidentals now expired, and Nelson and Little return to their benches. Neutral zone face-off coming here. 10 seconds now left on this power play. Puck along the wall. Cook's there first. Cook and Folks battling for it. Now Daigle has it. Daigle. She cuts in. Sharp angle. Shot doesn't make its way through. And things are evened back up again now, as Boulier makes her way back onto the ice after serving 4 minutes for head contact. Garnett gets it into the neutral zone. Sent back the other way by Folks. Gillies out to play it. Flames have to tag up. Garnett backhands it up the wall. Gets it into the neutral zone. Here comes Dickey. Dickey's shot attempt is foiled and puck ends up off in the corner. Battle for it now. Feltmate gets it up to the left-hand side. Skips past Marshall. Arms up for icing. That one's going to come all the way back to the Flames zone. 8:20 now, second period. Flames leading 1-0. And the shots on goal have ticked up to 25-12 in favor of the Flames. We'll have a face-off coming to the left of Yeomans. It'll be Folks and Dickey. Kraken win it. Duguay from the point hits shin pads, pops into the neutral zone. Marshall's there first. Gives it back to Duguay. Duguay up in the neutral zone. Puck's knocked free by Folks. Duguay gets it deep into the Flame zone. Wraps around the wall for Feltmate. Feltmate sends it softly into the neutral zone. Makes it all the way down before the Kraken recovered again. Now Johnstone. Johnstone tried throwing it towards the net. Didn't get much on it. Somers putting pressure below the goal line. And the Kraken exit the zone. Kosman. And Marshall down along the side of the net. Sorry, Somerville. And finally set free by Cook. Cook up the right-hand side. She's pinched off by Gilliland. And we're going to have a body contact penalty, is my guess here. And that is indeed the call. Cook was trying to chase that one down. Good hustle by Gilliland to get back there, but a little too rough once she got there. 7:07 now of the second period. And the Flames are back to the power play. Folks in to take it, and she wins it clean. Feltmate sends it across to Daigle. Daigle over for Polchis. Polchis back to Daigle. Shot. She misses high. Loose puck on the side of the net. That's tapped in. Power play goal for the Flames. Tapped in at the side by Cook. And with that, Gilliland will exit the box and will return to even strength play here. Power play marker for the Flames. So Dooland in the first period, Cook in the second period. Flames now working with a 2-0 lead here. Kraken win the face-off. Back to Duguay. Duguay's going to gain the line herself. Take a shot attempt. Yeomans directs that off to the left-hand side. Shot from the corner. Kind of at the side of the net, but Yeomans will hang on to that. LeBlanc to take the face-off against Nelson. Nelson kind of softly wins it. But the Kraken are there first. Puck's bobbled up the side of the net, but Yeomans will glove that one up. And we'll take that face-off over again. LeBlanc and Nelson squaring up here. LeBlanc gets this one. Now Dickey. Dickey. She's pinned along the wall. Still with it, though. In the corner. Looks back to Marshall. Marshall. Shot attempt. Softly gloved by Yeomans. And both teams will change up. Lawrence, Polchis, Folks for the Flames. Mills will take the face-off this time against Folks. Tied up in feet. Flames come out with it. Here comes Daigle. Daigle coming through the neutral zone with some speed. She's knocked off the puck, though. Flames are offside, need to tag up. Gives Boutelier time to have a peek. Flames quickly back in on it. Folks, shot attempt. She misses wide. Now it's chipped into the neutral zone. Here comes Dickey. Sharp angle shot. Puck along the wall. Somerville is finally knocked free. This time Richard tried centering the puck, and it's knocked free. Here's Polchis. Polchis trying to break free. She's going to take a sharp angle shot. Misses the side of the net. Pinned in the other side by Waterhouse. Lawrence, Waterhouse, Polchis. Polchis comes out with it. Centering attempt there by Johnstone. Finally comes back the other way. Polchis heads to the bench. Somers jumps on. 5-minute mark now of the second period. Flames leading 2-0. Cook with it on the right-hand side. Cook cuts to the middle. Cook still with it. Just out of her reach now. Boursier tries chipping it back into the zone. Doesn't get very far. Little grabs it. Sends it back. Puck below the Flames goal line. Now Feltmate. Feltmate looks up the right-hand side for Cook. That's blocked. Comes back the other way. Now Boursier is going to try. Boursier Overswings the puck. Somers jumps in and picks it up, though. Finally chipped down the ice by Feltmate. Icing waved off. Here comes Little. Little chips it in, heads to the bench for a change. Pressure coming by Bex. Held in by Duguay. Nope, made his way back to the neutral zone. Now Daigle with it below the goal line. She's got Doolan on the left side. Skips over to Eason. Here comes Doolan. Doolan into the middle. Shot attempt. Hits a body. 3:20 now left in the period. Daigle just clapped that one back into the corner. Gillies out to play it. Marshall now behind the net. Marshall still with it. Sends it in the neutral zone past everybody. And it's back on the stick of Daigle. Puck rolling softly to Gillies. Plays it. Gillies pretty active playing the puck. Puck down behind Yeomans. Along the wall, Boursier trying to move it along. She's knocked off it by Dickey. Now Kimball sends it up the left-hand side for Polchis. Polchis just dumps it down. Icing's going to be the call on that one. And we're 2:38 left now in the second period. Flames leading 2-0 here in the first game of the showcase. And we'll have a face-off here in the Flame zone to the left of Yeomans. Mills in to take it against Nelson. Tied up in feet. Boursier comes out with it. Parks behind the net. Boursier wraps up the right-hand side to Lawrence. Skips past her. Held into the blue line by Somerville. Puck below the Flames goal line. Boursier trying to get Mills off it. Still pinned along the wall. Nelson's in there helping. Finally pops free. Boulier had walked right in. She got the shot. Now comes up the right-hand side to Polchis. Polchis is by herself. Yeah, she just stumps it into the corner and goes for a change. Johnstone, Smith, and Folks out here now. Stretch pass attempt. Icing waved off on the play. Held into the blue line by Duguay. Now Folks chips it free. Neutral zone, here's Folks. Folks has Smith. Johnstone trailing up the play. Smith with it in the corner. Gives it back to Folks. Kraken with it now as we approach the final minute of the second period here. Kraken trailing 2-0. Doolan scoring in the first for the Flames and Cook in the second on the power play. And we are pretty much 1 minute even left in the period. And we'll have a face-off coming up in the Flame zone. Shots on goal showing 26-20 now in favor of the Flames. Lawrence and LeBlanc facing off. Lawrence wins it back. Wrapped around the left-hand side for Polchis. Polchis, she's pressured by Boulier and is held in. Lawrence fires up the right-hand side. Held in by Kosman. Shot attempt by Garnett. Ends up in the corner. LeBlanc in the corner by herself. Sends it back to Kosman. Kosman steps in, takes the shot attempt. Held in. Now Kosman has to back up. Polchis, she's stripped off the puck by Boulier. And taken down hard there. No call. Here's Polchis again. Polchis coming up the right-hand side this time. Trying to get past Kosman. Can't get around her. Spin and fire by Lawrence. And we are going to run out of clock. And that is the end of the second period. Flames leading 2-0 after 2. 26-20. The shots on goal in favor of the Flames. And I'll rejoin you for the third period. All right, welcome back for the third period. Teams just making their way onto the ice here now. Flames leading 2-0 here, heading into the final 20. Goal in the second period, power play goal by Cook. And back in the first period, Dooland finding one. And we're just about ready to get underway here. This is the first game of the weekend showcase. A lot of games going on. Rockets and Wolves on deck to play next. We'll hand you over to Logan to do that game. And the Flames play again at 6 p.m. tonight here against the Greenfoot Capitals. And I'll be back to do that game. Tag team of the high button guys here for the weekend, rotating through some games. Puck in the Flame zone. Lawrence on the right-hand side. She's trying to get it up the wall. Finally comes in the neutral zone. Marshall will just throw that back down, though, into Daggle's corner. Daggle grabs it. She cuts back, reverses. She's looking up the left side now. Hit the foot a little. Back the other side for Feltmate. Feltmate's peeled off it. Now Folks. Folks looking for Polchis. Polchis rather head to the bench. Somerville sends it up the left-hand side, misses the target. Held in at the line by Kimball. Kimball throws it on net softly. Ends up in the corner. Cook now. Clearing attempt again. Held in by Kimball. Hits a body of Duguay. Duguay through the neutral zone. She's going to gain the line herself and push it into the corner. Johnstone tries wrapping her around the net. Back the other way. She goes down. Back to the Duguay at the point. Duguay, shot attempt. Tipped off the stick of Borsier into the corner. Here's Borsier. Borsier behind the net. Looks up the right-hand side to Cook. Cook sends it wide to Smith. Now Kosman. Kosman gets it over the blue line. Dickey with it. Back into the neutral zone. That one's picked up by Somerville. Somerville drops it back. Back to Somerville again. Waterhouse now in the Flames end. Sends it in the neutral zone. Race for it by Dooland. I almost lost my own footing here. Standing on a little platform, I kind of wandered my way to the edge. All good though. I didn't go all the way over. Daggle throws it on net. Gillies out to play it. On the stick of Kosman. Kosman looks up the right-hand side, makes his way to the blue line, held in. Gillies out to play it again. This time Boutelier. Boutelier cuts back. Boutelier looks up the left side for Garnett. Pinched off by Daggle. Down below the goal line now. Polchis is there putting pressure on it. Kosman tries working it up the wall. This time he gets a little further. Kosman to Mills. She dumps it in. All the Kraken head to the bench for a change. Daggle. Cross ice pass to Folks. Bounces into the neutral zone. Coming back the other way again. Pass attempt to Wilcox. Got past her. Now Waterhouse grabs it. Sends it up her left-hand side. Polchis spins and fires. Doesn't get out though. Held in. Puck loose in front. Yeomans directs that off to the side. Kraken going for another line change. Daggle flips it up high again. Just about got the rafters again. Would have been the second time this game if she did. Puck fired up in the neutral zone. Feltmate gets it. She's knocked off it. Spins and fires. Back below the goal line, and Gilly's out to play it again. 15-minute mark here-ish of the third period. Flames leading 2-0. Johnstone along the wall. She's peeled off the puck. Rimmed around. Feltmate's going for the pinch. Keeps it in. Cook has it. Cook backhands it into the corner. Boursier rushing over for a pinch. Keeps it in their feet. Still pinned along the wall. Johnstone over there to help. Throws it into the corner. Feltmate another pinch. This time it gets past her. Johnstone down again. Boursier battling below the goal line. Comes up the left side for Sommers. Sommers tries pinching off Little. Sommers comes out with it. Sommers pushes it ahead for Cook. Cook. One-on-one against Kosman. Dumps it in the corner, heads to the bench for a change. Kosman. Long pass up the right-hand side. Chipped into the corner. Daggle's going to be there first. Daggle. Gets it up the wall, held in by Duguay. Duguay sends it back down. Somerville now. Backhands it towards the net. Picked up by Gilliland. Gilliland and Garnett battling for it in the corner. Kraken come out with it. Now Somerville. Dooland whips it around to Daggle's corner. Daggle gets it up the wall, held in by Duguay. This time it's back over to Dooland's side. Dooland tried chipping it into the neutral zone for Eason, but none of these passes getting connected here. Eason knocked off the puck by Mills. Held in by Duguay. Duguay shot attempt and ends up in the corner. Daggle tries up the left-hand side this time. Held in by Kosman. Back to Kosman. Kosman walking into the middle. Tries firing it on net. Doesn't get through everybody. Flames finally get themselves a line change here. Folks, Lawrence, and Polchi's out. Waterhouse tries going up the left side for Polchi's. Polchi's gets it up to Folks. Folks finally gets it into the neutral zone at least. Now Waterhouse, cross ice to Boursier. Boursier can't keep a handle on it. Pressure's on. Boursier looking for Lawrence. Doesn't find it. That one's going to be icing. No, icing waved off. Puck pinned along the wall. Finally makes his way out to Boursier. Boursier fires it on net. Gillies directs that off to the corner. Back to Boursier again. Boursier gives it to Lawrence. Lawrence walks in and takes a shot. Gillies couldn't quite handle it. Hot puck ends up in the corner though. Here comes Ricketson. Now Waterhouse to Boursier. Boursier looking for the long stretch pass. Made its way up. Polchi's must have got a touch of it. Icing's waved off. She was pretty close to having Boursier launched. Feltmate and Johnstone battling along the wall here. Now here's Cook. And Cook carries it offside. 11:23 left here in the third period. Flames leading 2-0. Shots on goal showing 29-21 in favor of the Flames. Neutral zone face-off here. It'll be Johnstone winning it. Back to Daggle. Daggle overskates the puck. Gets back to recover though. Feltmate pushes up to Cook. Cook, she's knocked off. Johnstone in behind her. Johnstone backhands it towards the net, misses wide right. Now Cook along the wall. Feltmate with a deep pinch, throws it on net. Misses. Puck chipped into the neutral zone. Back on the stick of Daigle. Daigle goes to Feltmate. Feltmate tried moving it up to Somers. Coming back the other way. Here comes Dickey. Dickey, she's tied up by Daigle. Yeomans plays it off to her left. Now Cook. Cook tries chipping it up the wall for Somers, but that one's going to go for icing. And the Flames won't be able to change here, with the face-off coming back to the left of Yeomans. And we have our timeout taken. I'm not sure who called it. If the Kraken called that. No, it looks like the Flames called the timeout. I didn't see the signal come from the bench, so I wasn't sure who called it, but I'm guessing just things were looking a little flat, getting some of the passes through the neutral zone, so perhaps that's the reason for the timeout, to slow things down for a minute. .10:39 left in the period. And we'll have Johnstone, Cook, and Somers out. Can't change after the icing call. Mills in to take the face-off for the Kraken. Johnstone for the Flames. Face-off won by Johnstone. Daigle tried wrapping that around the wall. Didn't make its way to Cook, though. Now Johnstone in on Mills. Knocks it free. Johnstone shovels it up the right-hand side, held in by Marshall. Now Feltmate gets through everybody. Feltmate carrying it. She's going to throw it down. And the Flames finally get themselves a change for those players who were stuck out after the icing call. Here's Mills through the neutral zone. Somers takes her down, arm immediately up. And the Kraken going on a power play here at the halfway mark of the third period. So it'll be Somers in for two or less. Face-off coming to the left of Yeomans. Looks like it'll be Folks in to take it. Folks against LeBlanc. Little has control in the corner. Moves it for LeBlanc. LeBlanc along the wall, back to Little. Little in the corner. She couldn't quite handle it. Now she's pinned off. Dickey in to help now. Dickey trying to fish it out. Now Dickey and LeBlanc have it pinned along the wall. Dickey finally comes out with it. Doesn't get very far, and it's back into the neutral zone. 30 seconds gone on the Kraken power play. Puck up through the middle. Dickey. Duguay now. Duguay sends it up for Dickey. Dickey, cross ice for Kosman. Kosman through the neutral zone. Kosman's going to gain the blue line herself. Put the brakes on, drops it for LeBlanc. Shot attempt, hits shin pads. Shot attempt again, loose in front. Another shot. That one makes its way through the crease, all the way pops out the other side though. Now Folks has it. Folks is going to send it into the neutral zone. Doesn't get all the way down though. Flames changing up the penalty killers. Johnstone jumps on with Cook. 40 seconds now left on the Kraken power play. 8:38 left in the third period. Flames working with a two-goal lead here. Long stretch pass up to Mills in the neutral zone. She's in on Daigle. Daigle takes her down. Gilliland now trying her hand at Daigle. Daigle's just going to keep that one pinned there. Finally knocked free. Comes back to Bex. Bex, she's attacked by Cook, but Boutelier jumps up and grabs it. Here comes a shot. Rolling puck. Bounces out the side. That one's going to go the length. And we are back to even strength. Flames kill that one off. 8 minutes now left in the third period. Puck deep in the corner. Johnstone backhands it towards the net. Recovered by the Kraken. LeBlanc now in the neutral zone. LeBlanc. She chips it into herself. She's chasing it. LeBlanc's going to get there first. Cuts back direction. Feltmate giving her the stick. Puck along the wall. Arm up for another penalty call. This time it's going to be the Kraken. Interference call. And it will be LeBlanc. And now the Flames get a chance on the power play again. Penalty box not quite as busy as it was in the first period for sure. And we have a face-off to the left of Gillies. One back to Feltmate. Feltmate goes to Daigle. Daigle whiffs on the shot. Recovers though, gives it to Polchis. Polchis takes a shot. And Gillies will hang on to that. Kraken leveled up the shots on goal a little bit now. 30-24 in favor of the Flames. Folks wins it back to Daigle. Daigle gives it to Polchis. Polchis walks in, takes a shot. Ends up in the corner. Cook with it now. Cook and Folks give it back to Polchis. Polchis back to Daigle. Daigle makes her way to the middle, takes the shot. Hits the stick. Now on the stick of Feltmate. Feltmate gives it to Folks. Folks back to Daigle. Daigle. Polchis. Polchis back to Daigle. Pass intercepted. Daigle got a stick on it, still in. Now Folks. Folks fires it high, hits the glass. Cook. Cook knocked off it, but Polchis is there. Polchis gives it to Daigle, gives it to her in the feet. Stays in. Now the Kraken finally get it out, and they all head to the bench for a change while Daigle comes back and gets the puck from Yeomans. 55 seconds now left in the Flames power play. Daigle coming with some speed. She's going to gain the blue line herself, drops it off for Dooland. Dooland across. Lawrence shot attempt. Wrap around out front. Lawrence upstairs hits the water bottle. And Lawrence gets the power play marker. Put the Flames ahead 3-0. And that'll take us to the 5:58 mark now of the third period. Flames now up 3-0. After the Lawrence power play goal. 2 power play goals for the Flames today. One from Cook, one from Lawrence. And Dooland back in the first. That one was even strength. Puck in the Kraken zone. Gilliland up the right-hand side. Pinch attempt by Boursier, but that puck made its way out. Flames have to tag up. Johnstone gets a stick on that one in the neutral zone. Somerville has it. Now Johnstone again. Johnstone to Smith. Smith. She's knocked off the puck. Johnstone jumps in with it though. Johnstone shot attempt. She misses high. Kimball jumps up for a pinch. That's unsuccessful. The puck's in the neutral zone. Puck in the neutral zone. Johnstone with it, has to wait for Smith to get out. Throws it into the corner. Gonna head to the bench for a change while Smith puts pressure on it by herself. 5 minutes even now left in the third period. Flames leading 3-0. Lawrence, the goal scorer, right back out there. Garnett chips it into the corner. Boursier is going to be there first though. Boursier pushes it up the wall. It's going to make its way in the neutral zone. Now Polchis gets a stick on it, chips it down. Gillies out to play it. Backhands into the corner. Lawrence got a piece of it. Now Folks trying to make her way to the middle. Loose puck in the crease. Still free. Backhand attempt by Lawrence. Finally pops out back to Folks. Folks gives it to Feltmate. Feltmate shot attempt from the point. And Gillies will jump on that one. (35-24) is the spread for shots on goal in favor of the Flames. Looks like it'll be Lawrence and LeBlanc facing off. No, sorry. That's Folks taking the face off. Back to Daigle. Daigle shot attempt. Blocker to the side. Lawrence shot attempt. Hits the side of the net. It's going to be held in by Daigle. Daigle sends it down into the corner. Polchis. Puck's knocked free. Feltmate thought about jumping up for a deep pinch, but backed off. Daigle in the neutral zone. She looks for Polchis, skips past her. Puck's deep in the zone. Back on Daigle's stick again. Daigle chips it into the corner. And a bunch of Flames head for a change. Feltmate tried chipping it in. Hits the body of Dooland. Puck's contested here in the neutral zone. Duguay finally gains control. Comes in with a shot attempt. She misses wide left. Boulier with the pinch. Keeps it in. Now LeBlanc along the wall. Bex shows up on the scene, but Daigle gets it. Daigle tries looking for Dooland. Doesn't find it. Now Daigle tries going high off the glass. Successful. Back all the way down to the Kraken's end where Boulier is going to grab it. Boulier looking for a longer pass. Misses the target. No icing on the play. Waterhouse is going to grab that. Now Boursier. She comes out the left side. And that one's going to skip down the ice. Icing also waved off on this one. And we've got 2.5 left to go here in the third period. With the Flames leading 3-0. Loose puck here, Nelson. Nelson wraps it around. It's going to be Cook on the other side. Cook's pinned along the wall. Smith over to help. Shot attempt. Gillies blockers that one down. Marshall. She sends up the right-hand side. Cross ice for Dickey. Dickey's peeled off the puck. Johnstone gives it back to Boursier. Boursier tried pushing it back up to Smith. But now Johnstone in the neutral zone. She had Smith calling for it. Johnstone backhands it through the crease. Smith not quite there yet. Held in at the blue line by Daigle. Daigle walks in, takes a shot, hit a body of some type, and ends up on the sidewall. Kimball looking to just dump that puck in. She fanned on it. It's coming back to the Flames' end. Daigle's going to be there first, though. Daigle chips it up the right-hand side for Johnstone. Now Lawrence. Lawrence through the neutral zone. She's just going to softly shovel that into the corner with less than a minute to go in the game now. Another one in the neutral zone. Daigle sends it high in. Here's Garnett. Garnett coming up the left-hand side. Can't step around Kimball. Puck's in the corner. Garnett right back on it, though. Now Lawrence has it. Down to 30 seconds left in the game. Here's Duguay. Duguay chips it along the wall. Back into the neutral zone. It's going to be recovered by Marshall this time. Marshall comes up the right-hand side. Ends up on the stick of Daigle. Daigle looking to burn a little bit of clock here. Plays tag on the left side with Polchis. Now Kimball in the other corner. We'll give it back to Daigle. That one will come into the neutral zone, and that'll do it. We can use the S word now. Shutout for Yeomans. And the Flames win this one 3-0. I think that's her 4th shutout of the season, I think. At least 3rd for sure. And the Flames win the first game of the showcase. Coming right up next is the Rockets and the Wolves. And I'll hand you over to Logan for that one. And you'll hear from me again later at 6 o'clock when the Flames play the Greenfoot Capitals. Thanks for joining us, everyone.